The African Day for Decentralization and Local Government is a day set aside by the African Union heads of states to be commemorated every year. The objectives for setting aside this day is not only to remind all Africans living on the continent and in the diaspora of the importance of decentralization in the building of Africa, but also of the important contribution of local governments in the development of African Union member states and territorials herein. The day offers states and non-state actors the opportunity to reflect on the challenges and the opportunities afforded by decentralization and local governance. The Charter is the first real effort of the African Union to promote decentralized systems of governance to the continent. It provides a framework for local governance, which signatories to the Charter are required to implement in their respective countries. The fact that this day is set aside to be celebrated means that the African heads of states are placing decentralization very high on their political agenda. Almost all African countries are implementing decentralization, local governance, and local development as their reform policy to reduce poverty and improve the condition of living to the population. To come to the question of why, of what the day means to me, it implies that there will be no going back on the drawing board to reintroduce centralization, which has proven its failures in impacting development in the lives of the population. Furthermore, centralization comes with delays in project implementation and overloaded top management, thus resulting in extreme poverty and suffering to the masses. The Charter is a response to the many problems linked to decentralization to centralization of governance in Africa, such as poor service delivery, unaccountable and unresponsive governance. The objective is to improve the livelihoods of people on the continent through effective decentralization. It promotes democratic local governance for local governments to be managed by democratically elected councils and executive bodies, and directs national governments to enact legislation that recognizes the right and duty of communities to freely participate in local governance. I will start by responding to the state of decentralization in the Gambia. Decentralization in the Gambia was conceived within the framework of the country's local government and decentralization reform program. It was derived from a broad consultative process that involved all local, national, and international stakeholders designed to strengthen local government in order to facilitate more effective citizen participation in governance and transparency in the delivery of public services as the basis for decentralization. Decentralization and local government in the Gambia is based on the 1997 Constitution, Section 193, 94, and 214, subsection 3 of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Amendment Acts 2004, 2006, and 7, and the Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2004. These legal frameworks, instituted by the government of the Gambia, paved the way for the creation of structures of local governments, such as municipal councils headed by mayors, regional governors, offices by regional governors, local government councils by councillors, and villages that are headed by village alcalos. The mandates of local governments are clearly spelled out in either the constitutions or the Local Government Act. The national government, according to the Local Government Act, are mandated to provide grants to councils and give them authority to provide basic services in education, health, agriculture, road maintenance, sanitation, and animal husbandry. Currently, in the Gambia, there are 8 regions headed by mayors and chairmen. The African Union adopted the Charter on Values and Principles of Decentralization, Local Governance, and Local Development on the 27th June 2014 in Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. I believe the minister in charge of local government was supposed to present the document to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for signature. I have the impression that the minister has not yet done so. In that case, I will urge the president of the Local Government Association of the Gambia, Galga, to take it up with the minister in charge of local governments in order that the Minister for Foreign Affairs is informed, and that way he will take the necessary steps to ensure that the charter is signed and ratified. On August 10th, 2022, we shall be celebrating the African Day for Decentralization and Local Government. My wish is for Africans to take food security, which is now seriously threatened. Therefore, African governments should ensure food security comes up on the development agenda. We are all aware that Africa is experiencing climate emergency, which is impacting food security, thus the necessity to combat climate change and preserve biodiversity in Africa. On this note, I urge all members of the local government fraternity in Africa to celebrate this day with hope and commitment. I thank you all. My name is Rohim Malik Low, the Mayor of Banjul and the President of Rafela Africa.